Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
6:59 on a Friday morning. We snuck in a little early into your lives today. I say we. I. Morning, everybody. It's Ollie. Alone. Blissfully alone in Studio One with brand new office chairs. Oh, isn't it the most exciting feeling? I say brand new. They're quite old. But they're new to us. And isn't that the most important thing? Oh, they're so comfy. Particularly if you've been snowboarding in your recent past and have a cracked tailbone to gently ease into a cushion. I say cracked tailbone, it's fine. I say a lot of things. Very few of them on the air seem to be entirely accurate. The robust news of cabin radio. Wheeler and Lecter will be along this morning. I believe they're in the lineup at Java Roma together. That's how you should start your Friday, isn't it? They'll be along. We'll talk about the office chairs. We had some unusual help getting these office chairs to their new homes yesterday. We'll talk about license plates in the Northwest Territories. They're getting stolen. Check yours this morning on the way to work. Someone might have half-inched it overnight. Cockney rhyming slang for pinched it, which is in itself English slang for stolen. Oh, what a world. My favorite thing happened yesterday. We put up the story about the missing stolen license plates. Underneath the story in the comments, somebody put up a license plate for sale, and 25 minutes later it had been sold. Now that's the North for you. Isn't that Facebook in the North? You put something, you report that people are stealing and license plates are going missing. Lo and behold, someone uses the comments underneath to sell one of the blooming things. Remarkable.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by the Southern Canoe Cabal. No, you can't paddle here. You're from the North. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Friday morning. Good morning. How are you? It is insane how much, and I'll always be surprised every year. Not surprised, but always just genuinely like, about how quickly the light comes as we head past the equinox. Yeah. It's incredibly bright right now. I mean, the sun's up, and we're at work. Right? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. How you feeling about that? Very good. Very good. Thanks for Ollie to step in there at the beginning and do this. I was at Java Roma, and then Scott went to Java Roma. It was a huge kerfuffle, but we got our cinnamon buns, we got our coffee.
We thought we were doing the morning show at Java Roma.
At Java Roma. This is what we planned, and we're not there.
Communication breakdown.
By the way, plenty of free mentions for Java Roma.
Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin.
Unofficially brought to you this morning by Java Roma and the chocolate macadamia coffee, which is
tasty,
strong.
Yes, strong. I got my chai latte with a double shot of vanilla.
As you do.
Yes, I do. I do like those.
I can't help but make fun of you in my head when
Why?
when I'm gonna order that. I don't know. It just seems so high maintenance.
It's really not. It's not like a double half-calf, twist of lemon, 180-degree, double shot of vanilla. Make sure that vanilla is gluten-free. I
feel like
frappuccino thing.
You're on your way, though.
I will never go that
You're
way.
going to get there.
No. When I go to the Starbucks in Edmonton, in the Edmonton International Airport, which is the only one I ever go to, it's my favorite. I will the most I'll get on around the holidays is a gingerbread latte or a caramel brulee latte.
Do you ever go pumpkin spice?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. All right, we don't have to go there.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it makes me feel vulnerable. I don't want to talk about it.
Don't have the right sweater for a pumpkin spice latte.
I don't know. I got a pretty nice sweater.
That is not the right sweater.
This is not the right sweater
for a pumpkin spice.
Too casual.
Latte. Yeah.
Too casual.
Yeah. Too monotone.
Too monotone.
Yeah.
My sweater.
Yeah.
Too monotone for
monochrome. That's what I was looking for.
There it is.
Tone of color? No, is that not a thing?
Well, yeah, color tones. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
It's a monotone.
I forgot what we were going to talk about.
I didn't think you actually had.
No, we didn't have anything. Yeah. I did have something, but no, this is more interesting. What's the furthest you'll go with your coffee order? Will you get something completely contrived and stupid?
God, no.
No?
Well, if I'm getting something, sometimes I get fancy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you get dancy.
You know what? The fanciest I get
is
a mocha.
That's just
That's
chocolate.
not fancy.
Just chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, I'll put like some whipped cream on top.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe
Good
some like sprinkles.
Some jimmies.
Yeah,
Sprinkles.
I'm getting more boring as I get older with my coffee.
aren't
I
we
drink
all?
it black now.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
You drink it black now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it's supposed to be drank.
Yeah. I've said this before. It's definitely the coolest thing about me. That, without question.
That is absolutely a fact. But black coffee gives you the old man breath. You ever find that like
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what is going on with my mouth?
It's just like you woke up again.
It's like the devil took a poop in there. That's what black coffee is. Devil poop.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
We're playing a sort of musical chairs edition of Mornings at the Cabin where different voices appear first in every break. And
That's right.
I introduce the show and then disappear for
And then
half
I
an
came
hour.
back, and then now you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've got 4 people in the studio.
Well, we've got new chairs.
We got new chairs and they need to be tested. So we
That's right.
brought in our official chair tester, just appointed here at Cabin Radio, Patrick Meloche. Patrick, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Did I pronounce your last name right? I sort of gave it a little bit of a kind of a French flair, but not enough. I
You
don't
did
know.
actually. No, that was a Medosh. Yeah, well, Medosh in French, Meloche in English. That works.
Okay, good. Well, that's a relief.
There you are.
So Patrick is in here because Patrick is the latest show host at Cabin Radio.
Yes,
Woo!
he is.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Saturday? No, we're not done.
Oh, no, we're not.
This was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Station promotion has needed some work for a time now.
I suppose.
So Cosmos 954 is the latest show. So it's going to be going out Saturday nights at 9. Now, Patrick, tell us more. First of all, I think some people will get the name, just in case someone doesn't. Explain the name.
So Cosmos 954 was a Russian satellite that went down in the 70s and kind of scattered all across the NWT, Yukon, and Nunavut, I think. Maybe not Yukon. Anyways, yeah. And spread radioactive material kind of all over the north.
Auspicious name for a radio show, then.
Yeah.
I mean, so I like the sci-fi northern kind of undertones. The show is dance music, right? And kind of weird. I like weird dance music. Frankly, I'm surprised you guys said yes to the show. So
We say yes to everything.
I see that.
Yeah.
So the way kind of like my tagline for the show is that it's like everything from dub to techno and kind of all the weird mutations in between. So something kind of sci-fi and radioactive-y and whatever just sounded right. And yeah, I don't know. That is the concept behind the name. It's better than the other names I've had in the past, which was like the letter B. That was a radio show I had once before.
And it was just bands starting with B.
Actually, it was just music that was really bass heavy.
Oh, all right. That's way cooler than the thing I just came up with.
I did have a really great Sesame Street kind of ad though with who was it that used to do the letters? Anyways, doesn't matter.
Grover. No. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Oh, we're going to be here for ages now. Because
No, we
there's
have
fury that
we
we aren't
cannot
able to
move
answer that.
on until we figure this out.
Was it the Count?
I was going to say Kermit the Frog, but I'm like, he's not even on the Sesame Street show.
Right.
He was a crossover, wasn't
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
he?
So
This is taking a right turn all of a sudden.
one of us is going on to Wikipedia. The rest of us will continue the conversation. You mentioned you've been on the air before. Where?
Yes, yeah. So in Montreal at CJLO, which is Concordia University's community radio station, I've had 2 shows in the past. The letter B and the Third Room was the other one, and those go back to 2010, 2011. I probably started those, and I mean the concepts were relatively similar, though. With the years, I've just gotten, I guess, more obscure in my tastes, which does nothing to help you guys out with a 9 to 11 kind of peak. Well, for me, that's peak time. I used to play midnight to 2 for really just myself.
That's what we do on the morning show.
That slot's open too.
That's
by the
that's
way.
right. If you want to do 12.
Just give me a 5-hour slot. That's right. 9 to boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think it's going to be good fun. It's it's a lot of like British inspired music. I mean, the UK has got a love affair with dub and Jamaican flavors, and then also rave music was kind of born there. So it kind of fits in like a niche slot in between. Sometimes I do just play straight dub. I just don't listen to as much of it. I like something that sounds a little weird, but it's kind of got that style. A lot of MCing, a lot of kind of grime stuff as well. So it's going to kind of run a gamut. 2 hours is a nice block of time for me to kind of do whatever. And you've already heard my voice more now than you will in that whole 2 hour block, I think. So.
All right. Well, good. No, that's not what I meant. Sorry. Never mind. It's
All
just
right.
going to be straight music, though.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the voice of Patrick, who is our latest host, Cosmos 954, which is Saturday nights 9 till 11. Now, this isn't the first time that we have crossed paths, because you were a big part of Folk on the Rocks last year. What was your job?
That's right. I was the production manager at Folk on the Rocks. Will be again this year, provided they don't cancel the contract that I've signed. Don't see why they would. But
That's the spirit.
I was going to say, that's a dig at folk.
no,
no, I'm just joking.
I'm a never say never guy. I don't like making things sound. No,
That's okay.
Sorry, we got faith.
That's right.
So production manager means what?
Production manager means I kind of schedule any deliveries and pickups, coordinate anybody coming in and out of the site. Generally am the go-to person for any kind of problems that come up over the weekend, which last year was really like, there's a latch loose on the toilet stall. Go fix it.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm happy dealing with problems like that rather than like all of the tents have flown away. We only had one flyaway tent this year. That was nice. That was manageable.
Nice. Yeah.
So really, and just kind of like setting up the site last minute. We have a site manager who does all of the big site prep over. Frankly, he's probably already started. But then putting up signage, little like kind of things like that. Just the sort of finishing touches, making sure that nothing burns down, and that the festival actually kind of goes through.
Yeah, watching people less than a week away come on the site with heavy equipment and rip up half a kilometer's worth of the site to put cable down, that sort of thing.
Sometimes,
That was great.
hopefully just the once, but
I do still remember being like, AJ being like, it'll take a couple hours. I think we were there for 12, and it wasn't done.
it was over a few days. You were painting too. You guys were back
right.
every
We were all
day
over
for
the-
like a week. Yeah,
all over the place.
But your stage looked fantastic.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It does, and still
Does.
will. Yes,
Does.
And it shall again.
and shall again. That's right.
Cabin Stage rides again this summer at Folk on the Rocks 2019, and Cabin's Folk on the Rocks show is every Monday night at 9. And yes, hopefully we will get back there maybe in the next month or two, plug in those cables that we laid last year.
I hope
And
they
with
work.
any luck, sound will come out of both ends. Otherwise, we're right back in there and ripping those bad boys out. So we can all look forward to that. Patrick, thank you so much for coming in. Good luck with the show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on Cabin Radio. And we are the kind of station that will give prime time to slightly obscure British dubstep music.
Yes.
I love it. Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
If you have lived up here for a while or managed to get your hands on one of these polar bear license plates, let me know where you can get one. Is it Facebook? I'll pay $25 for it. I will. I'll get one. I've got like 4 at home. If you want them, come take them.
Take them.
Take them.
What are you doing?
I've been giving them away for years. Anything
But you're
I take.
a car dealer. That's what your job is.
Don't tell anybody that. No, but I mean,
Put
like,
them
even,
on the vehicle and then wave goodbye to the person.
See,
It's not really giving them away.
no,
People
really,
have
it's part of
paid
the deal.
tens of
You
thousands
get
of dollars.
it's not even free. You can't get a free polar bear license. You have to go down there, register, and then they'll give you one. But it's all part of the deal.
Anyway, so this
one of the
is
top
a story.
stories.
Yeah, this is a story from yesterday. It's actually taken us like a month to get the data from the RCMP. We had a call, a message from a guy early in March saying, hey, thought you guys would be interested. Maybe you could follow up on this. Our license plate got stolen. And they took it into a local repair shop, the vehicle, and then when they went to get it back, license plate had gone. And so they mentioned that to us, and we went to RCMP and said, well, hey, is this a thing? And they took a few weeks to dig around and get all the data and stuff and came back and said, well, there were 8 cases between September and the end of December last year. This year, January, February alone, 23.
Wow. I mean, and if you can get $25 for it, which is exactly what happened below the story we posted, someone put one up for sale.
And isn't that nuts?
That's
so
amazing.
This is my favorite thing about all of this, is that I wrote the story about the fact that these plates are getting stolen. And then, in the comments under the story, someone just put a photo of one. It was like, well, I'm selling this one. And then 23 minutes later put, sold.
Yeah.
And only in the north does someone have, frankly, the chutzpah to go underneath a story like that and try to sell one. And someone else be like, well, that's a perfectly appropriate thing to do. And I would like to buy that.
I'd like to buy this.
Like, you guys.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, most of them are probably going to tourists who don't know any better. And so people are stealing them. It's like, I can get $20 for this. So I'm just
Or
going to take
our
this.
Facebook fans.
Or our Facebook fans. Please collect as many license plates as you can. Drop them off at the cabin, and you could win yourself a toque. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Do you think they actually sold it, or do you think that was just like troll level?
Troll level 1,000.
Yeah.
Good Lord. If it was.
I don't know.
That was fantastic. If it was just a trolling.
If it was
That's
just a
right.
troll, it was fantastic, but it looked very legit to me. It looked very legit. That person didn't seem. It was just great. I laughed till I cried. You just, of all the stories, all these license plates are getting stolen. Oh well, look here, I have this one. Oh, sold. Amazing.
In that case, we had our chance. We didn't even have to go searching.
That's right.
We need money for this radio station, and we're just letting opportunities slip through our fingers.
Another opportunity lost. I have given away a few of these things because every time I take them off an old vehicle and I get a new vehicle, usually sometimes get a new license plate, but I've had a few lying around. My first job in Vancouver was demolition and junk removal, like rubbish removal, and I worked with a guy from the Czech Republic for about 3 months, and he was leaving to go back to the Czech Republic, and he we exchanged gifts. He gave me some Czechoslovakian beer,
Very
Republic beer, and I gave him my license plate.
Huh.
And he was like flabbergasted. He's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a license plate from like where I'm from." And he's like, "Because it's the only shaped official license plate in the entire world, which is why it's so popular." One of the reasons it's so popular. And when I was living in Vancouver, I didn't change over my registration or my insurance. I just left my license plate on the back. And every time I got pulled over, they'd be like, "You're supposed to switch over your license plate." It's like, "Well, I'm a student, so I don't live here permanently." I lied to a lot of police officers in Vancouver. But anytime I was in like a touristy spot like Stanley Park, I remember one time I was at Stanley Park on the lookout, and I came back to my car, and there was about a dozen tourists just gathered around the back of my car, just staring at the back of my car. What is this thing? And taking pictures with it and like pointing at it and being like, "Ah!" So I can see the draw. So I imagine that if these things are being stolen, they are going to be sold to tourists who don't know any better. Because why wouldn't you? I mean, like if someone you see tourists around town taking pictures of them anyway.
The stories in the comments beneath our article are amazing. There's several people describing walking out to their vehicle down south to find people in the act of taking their plate off.
In the act of taking it off?
Yeah, in the act of just like, you'd be like, and one guy apparently turned around and was just like, "Well, it's just so cool." Well, yes, I still need it.
That's right. That's right. And when the police question you, that's what you could tell them. It's like, "This is too cool. I had to do it."
Cool.
It's too cool. And they're like, "You know what?
You're right.
You're right."
Look at that thing. It's
Well,
beautiful.
If it was like a white person, they'd be like, "You know what? That's okay. You just don't do it again." No?
And pause for reflection and continue break.
There we are.
And then there's another person underneath it who says they carried around a spare, and one time the guy was taking the plate off their vehicle. He said, no, you'll be fine. Look, just have this one.
Here's another one. Yeah, I had one in my car for the longest time. And I mean, if that had happened to me, I would have done the same thing. It's like, "Here, just take this one. Don't take the one I need. Take this one I don't need anymore." I think they used to give out 2. I could be wrong. But I think they used to give out 2 because at some point maybe we need to have them on the front as well.
Or maybe they just knew. They were like, "Well, here's yours, and here's
yours.
one.
Here's the one.
You're going to need this one when someone steals the first one."
Or you needed to give it away as a gift. Here you go.
Or as a
that would be a
bribe.
pretty good idea. Actually.
In theory, legally, there's nothing wrong with selling a license plate that you legally own, right? Obviously, you can't steal license plates and sell them, but is there anything
That's a good
illegal
question,
about...
actually. Like if you took your old license plate off your old car, but you got a new one, so this one is no longer usable, I guess.
I assume it would be
all
okay.
the eBay sellers, because I had a look around some of the accounts selling these things.
Yeah.
All the eBay sellers, and generally speaking, the ones selling Northwest Territories plates are also selling
Or
plates from
RCMP.
everywhere
Oh,
else.
Sorry, what?
And if you look at their profiles, they all take pains to declare, "We only sell plates that have been void for 3 years,"
Oh, okay.
and like they seem to think that like, oh, maybe it's
Okay.
a US.
Oh, so
thing.
this is like a little bit of a cottage industry here.
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
there are plate sellers online who clearly just have plates from lots of different places, including the NWT.
Okay.
Now, how they come across all these plates from different places, they buy them from elsewhere. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
But it's not like they're going for like thousands of dollars or anything. Like the most any of them seem to be going for is about $40, and it's not clear that they're selling.
That's pretty good. $40 a plate is pretty nice.
But it's a buy it now price, and there's no real evidence that anyone's actually paying that. Yeah, just because it's on there at that price
think they're
doesn't mean
financing
somebody
that amount? Or?
paid it.
Okay.
So
Well, in that case, another 2 years.
That's right.
And I'll have a fresh plate up for the highest bidder.
Oh. It's good.
Just to be safe. Give it a three year
years, 3
grace
years.
period.
That's absolutely
Yeah, there we go.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin. Today brought to you by the Pentecostal Cult Society. All our sacrifices are gluten-free. Mornings at the cabin, Wheeler, Ollie, Lecter, and this one over here, Corinne, with you on your Friday morning. Ollie, you want to talk about something? We've got new office chairs that we've got. We had GNWT surplus, and now we have a little bit more.
Now we have NWT tourism surplus.
Oh, is it tourism surplus? Oh.
Is yours comfy over there?
No.
I gotta say,
No,
it's been
not.
really fun watching Jesse
It's
fight
not.
with his
Well,
chair all
okay.
morning.
It's a good office chair in that it's like leaned forward a bit because that like, you know, forces you to have good posture because you have to lean forward because it put your feet down, which is not a good look for me at all. I hate having good posture.
So we switched out the chairs and you hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I don't want to say I hate it. I don't want to say hate. I'm trying to cut that my word out of my vocabulary.
Despise.
Okay. Yeah. Angered.
So we got hold of these office chairs. They've got a whole bunch of new chairs over there.
Yes.
These ones, I don't know, they're a few years old. They're
all right.
They're perfectly nice. They're certainly an improvement on what we had before.
Yes.
So Corinne and I went out and got them yesterday, and as we were wheeling them back, a couple of very kind gentlemen stopped us and said, well, would you like a little help with that? And I turned around, and wouldn't you know, it's Canada Winter Games judo bronze medalist Wilson Elliott, all 6'5" of him, just like, hey, you need a hand with that?
Kid is a unit.
He's like, he looks at me and he's like, "Can I just pick up the chair?"
Can I just
And
pick
I'm
up the chair with you in it?
okay.
Because that's what he would have done. Sit
Yeah.
down in the chair. I will carry you to the office.
Span the chair down the road like a Harlem Globetrotter of office chairs. Straight into the building.
What a good
So
kid.
yeah, what a good kid, right? Good old Yellowknife. You just walking down the road with some office chairs. I was having a little trouble.
Yes, you
one of
were.
mine broke down in a crosswalk,
That was so funny.
and I had to try and like scoot like the basically the back came out of its little
Oh, yeah.
socket,
Yeah.
so I was left with like the seat on its wheels and then the back just lying there helplessly. So I'd broken the spine of this poor office chair that had to like nurse it to safety while people were waiting to turn right and all sorts of it was a little bit grisly. But we considering it was a block and a half, it was a bit of a mission. But
Yeah.
we got there in the end, and now we have, and not only do we have new office chairs, our general manager, Andrew, nothing out of place for more than 10 seconds or I lose my mind, Goodwin, came in yesterday evening,
Yeah.
took away all the old chairs.
Yeah.
I got a message at like 8 o'clock at night being like, are these chairs done now? I'm like, all right, AJ. I literally just got the new chairs in the building. Can we not already be like holding me to account for the fact that there are excess chairs in this building? Good for him. He's already got rid of them. I don't know where they went.
Well, he knows if he leaves it up to you, those chairs are just going to end up lying on top of the couch.
He does.
That's
He does
right.
know that.
I will say this. I hated the other chairs, the two other chairs that we had in here, those blue ones. I liked my chair, though.
It was squeaky, though.
Oh, right.
So we still have that chair.
We could have WD-40'd it.
We've just reassigned it. It's on the disabled list. It's over in reception.
Oh, okay.
There were too many times recording Northeast with Jim Taylor, and I would sit back in the middle of a segment, realize that if I moved again, the chair would just go right
gives
in
it-
the middle of the segment. It's like I'm being held hostage by this chair right
That
now.
gives the show a cozy feel.
Jim makes it cozy enough.
That's true.
He doesn't need squeaks.
And those segments can run for like,
They can run for a while. So you're
Like-
stuck in one position for about 10 minutes.
yeah, it could take a long old time.
You know what else holds you hostage? That friggin' chair in the other room.
Oh, the chair with the ottoman?
yeah.
Yeah, that thing's amazing.
That thing's
we
a
lucked
death
out on
trap.
This. No, it's not a death trap.
Oh,
it's a love
Ollie's
trap.
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
It's Ollie's
we'll call
chair.
it.
Come
Ollie's
on
chair.
now.
Sure.
Come on.
I
sits in it
inherited
most.
it from a husky owned by a nice lady who moved to Nunavut. Yep, that husky did a great job over 10 years
Beautiful.
breaking that chair in.
So nice.
If you actually take the cushion off, you can still find there's a lot of husky hair.
I bet.
Yeah.
And not many people know this. The matching love seat that we have right up against the wall, a little extra glimpse into my day, is that I'll usually have about a 10 or 15-minute nap after the show
Yeah.
before going to work on that very couch.
And
It's
if you are
lovely.
sitting on that couch when Jesse comes out of this room,
I just
you
say, get
better
out.
move.
I said, get out. That's my chair.
That one time the premier was in here, that was really awkward.
Oh, well. I've known Bob for years. Get out of my seat, Bob. I'm one of your constituents. No, you're not. Well, I'm at this meeting screaming in your face, so I must be. Sorry, that was a deep cut. So new office chairs, they feel pretty good. I'm so glad that we get castaways from other places. This is my favorite part. But this
Frankly,
one's-
most of the people who are either employed or volunteer here are castaways from other places.
Very
this
true.
is true. We're misfits. Yeah.
But we can't sit on those people.
I don't know. I have a pretty sturdy lap. Come over here.
That's true.
Come on.
I'm a
Yeah, this is
There
getting
you go.
inappropriate.
Hey,
I don't know.
no. Get over here. There you go.
I'm a castaway from my own program. They were like, let's send you up north so
That's
you
right.
can survive.
That's right. Don't come back. Don't come back. The review at the end will just be like, hey, I guess you're staying here. Hey. All right. Well, come find out what these new office chairs are all about. Pet the dog, pick up a pin, grab a toque, and sit in old office chairs that nobody wants anymore.
I honestly thought you were going to end that by saying, and sit in my lap.
And sit in my lap. Inappropriate.
Like, all right, Radio Santa.
Mornings at the Cabin, brought to you by my lap. Yeesh.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.